Continuing off from where we left last week, Kenpachi is still battling Grammy the V, or Grammy the Visionary. And it's an epic battle. It is insane. Another epic battle. Is it just me, or is every single manga chapter just getting better and better as the weeks go by? Like, keep it up, guys, because I'm impressed 100%. Another great Bleach chapter. Basically, in this chapter we have, from the start, we have all the other not all the other Sternritters, we have two Sternritters, and they're looking at Grammy the V versus Kenpachi, and they're basically conversating that why, in his right mind, would he let out this monster. So they basically also acknowledge Grammy the V as the biggest monster, one of the strongest Sternritters. So, I mean, he obviously isn't somebody to be underestimated. He's not somebody to be toyed with. Like, if Grammy the V gets serious, he could obviously fuck you up, because Sternritters, they mean business. And for the Sternritters to actually fear this Sternritter, then Grammy the V means extreme business. Anyways, guys, Kozu from the Otaku Related here, coming at you with another manga review with the latest Bleach Manga chapter, Bleach Manga Chapter 575. And it's an epic manga chapter. Basically, as I stated earlier, all the other Sternritters think that this Grammy the V is a monster of all monsters. He is the strongest Sternritter. He doesn't just call himself the strongest Sternritter. He is the strongest Sternritter, apart from the leader, Juhabach. Yeah. And basically, even though he is the strongest Sternritter, he's not a cocky Sternritter. Like, he doesn't go around looking for fights. He doesn't, like how when Kenpachi asked him, if you are the strongest, wouldn't you want to defeat the strongest? And then Grammy starts thinking to himself, it's because I'm the strongest that I don't need to defeat the strongest, because everybody thinks I'm the strongest, that nobody dares bare their fangs at me, so I don't have to prove it to them by destroying somebody. I don't have to prove that I'm the strongest by putting fear into somebody via my actions, when just my presence is enough for them to be scared shitless. Basically, it's what he's saying. But then, during his battle with Kenpachi, after Kenpachi asking him that question, why wouldn't you want to defeat the strongest? I am the strong. Well, Kenpachi is basically the cocky, strongy one. Kenpachi thinks that out of all the Shinigami, he is the strongest. He looks for fights. He wants to find the strongest, and he wants to kill the strongest. That's like he gets a raging boner from fighting. Basically, that's who Kenpachi is. I mean, Zachary Kenpachi. I mean, he'll kill you and then he'll rape your corpse because he's Kenpachi. But Sternritter V, he's basically one of the Sternritter V. He's a kickback strong guy. He's like, I'm strong. He walks around, and it's basically his presence is what puts the fear of God into other people, because they know what he's capable of. And even one of the Sternritter says that, like, if you're just daydreaming, you're useless. You're not worthy of anything. But when he saw Sternritter V daydreaming, that's when he saw the impossible become possible, and that's when he was able to acknowledge Sternritter V's power and acknowledge him as a monster. And I mean, when they said, why didn't they just keep this monster locked up for all eternity? I mean, why would he really need to be locked up for all eternity is what I'm thinking. I mean, so far we haven't really seen any of his power. I mean, maybe we've seen like a 1,000th of his power compared to what he's actually capable of. And then, as the fight continues between him and Kenpachi, Sternritter V has a realization, and he gets into the fight. His primal instincts basically are revealed. His eyes start bulging. His veins start to show, and he's like, even though I'm the strongest and I don't really need to show that I'm the strongest, why is it that I feel such a force that is making me want to kill you? Like, he doesn't understand why he wants to kill Kenpachi, because he's never wanted to kill somebody so much as he has wanted to kill or destroy Kenpachi. I mean, obviously his primal instincts are actually that of a strong fighter. He does want to prove himself worthy in front of Kenpachi, because he understands that Kenpachi is a worthy opponent. He is a strong Shinigami, so that's why he is compelled to destroy Kenpachi, to prove once and for all to the Shinigami, because obviously the Shinigami don't fear him, so he wants to prove once and for all to the Shinigami that he is the strongest Sternritter. And, well, it's basically a bit of a realization for Grammy the V to actually see himself in that kind of way, and then now he's pissed. Sternritter V is pissed. I mean, after he came to that realization, basically he just spawns rocket launchers from out of nowhere, like dozens of guns, bazookas. I mean, the only thing he didn't spawn was an atom bomb, because that would have probably just wiped out everybody, and I mean, he probably doesn't want to do that, obviously. Yeah, so just guns just pop out of everywhere, and they just start blazing and blazing and blazing at Kenpachi, and Kenpachi just laughs them off, cutting them in half, and he's basically, with his hack and slash techniques that Kenpachi is very proud of, basically just cuts rocket launchers in half, and they don't even get to Kenpachi, let alone scratch him. And then basically Kenpachi's last words are, if he's not dead, but his last words of the chapter, they are, "So you finally used your hands." So basically, if you remember, Sternritter V said that he's not going to be the cocky type and say, "I'm not even going to use one hand to fight you," because the truth being is, I'm going to gut you from head to toe with just my imagination. So now that Sternritter V has actually used his hands to deflect some of the after explosion, the whatever, the dust, debris, or whatever he needed to deflect from himself, now that he's actually used his hands, Kenpachi is actually saying, "Ha ha ha, fuck you, I got you to use your hands, I'm stronger than you." That's basically what Kenpachi is trying to say. But yeah, this was an incredibly crazy chapter. I mean, I really can't wait to see what goes on from next chapter, because really the ending of the chapter was really like, can go anywhere from here now. I mean, Sternritter V can basically drop a swimming pool from the sky. He practically already did. I mean, he can probably just drop in a planet onto Kenpachi's head or something like that, and that probably still won't even faze Kenpachi, because he's Kenpachi. Like I said, he'll kill you and rape your corpse because he's Kenpachi. Anyways, guys, that's my review for the latest manga chapter of Bleach Chapter 575. Don't forget, guys, for you Fairy Tail fans, Fairy Tail comes out in less than 3 days. It is less than 76 hours. This Saturday, Australian Eastern Standard Time, if you're watching this in Australia, or if you're around the world, probably a Friday or a Saturday. It comes out on the 5th of April, 5th worldwide. I've looked it up. It might come out on the 4th, depending on where you are, for early releases or whatever. But worldwide, 5th of April, Fairy Tail. Can't wait. New budget, new production, new everything. Basically, it's going to be insane. Absolutely cannot wait for it. Like, oh my god. And like I said, my review for the latest chapter of Bleach Manga Chapter 575. Leave any comments, thoughts, discussions, or any questions that you may have for me in the comments section below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.